If this is the first time that you watch an episode of The Investment Guide, make sure you like and subscribe to Passion Cafe TV and join the group called Passion Cafe TV Followers for more videos like this. Welcome to The Investment Guide, where we study, learn, kilatis, investigate the different investment platform that's available for you. What do you do when you learn that you actually invested in an investment scam? Today we're bringing in a special guest who will guide us what to do next if you've actually invested in an investment scam. Our guest for today is attorney Ron Mailon. Is actually one of the partners of our Mailon Antihano law firm. And so we bring him in to help us, sort things out. Attorney, first things first, why is SEC cracking down these companies?
I think one of the reasons why SEC is cracking down because there may be a lot of complaints. People are coming out from the limelight and to complain to the SEC that they have been scammed or they think they have been scammed or they have some information about a certain scam of certain corporations in the Philippines. So I think that's one of the reasons why SEC has been cracking down some of these companies, giving them, actually issuing some advisories
Right.
As to certain companies before closing them down.
So these advisors are coming from certain complaints.
Yes, it should be coming from a certain complaint or even in the SEC investigation because from time to time, SEC is conducting a random audit
Right.
on the practices of these companies. This is part of their mandate actually to ensure that the public are protected with the practices of these corporate institutions in the Philippines.
How about if naka-invest na ka and you found out nga, hala, gi-flag naman sa SEC, dagan na kay news, ano ba? So for the quote-unquote victims, no? Nga, all they want actually, and this is very common to a lot of people, and some of these are my friends even, all they want is just to grow their money.
Yes.
They just want to invest. And they're so proud of that money that they invested. But only to find out na kuan day, murag wala day to. Mo possible day nga muwagtang ilang kwarta parang mula. So attorney, like what is the primary thing that they can do as a as a investor?
So if you think that you have been scammed, if you think that there is a scam na pero pa ka-invest, or if you know some investment scam, you can always call the SEC.
Right.
Report. You need to report to SEC. Nga naman, remember, SEC is in charge of supervising these companies. SEC has the prosecutorial power to litigate and to file criminal cases against these corporations and their officers. Ang role man goods, whenever there's a complaint, especially kanang suti na mura manig scam kay mao ni mauna, then kung managhan na gay na mo flag na sa SEC, nganong
Right.
daghan man kaayo ni report ani.
Right.
And SEC can conduct random audit
Right.
just to check lang ba kung legitimate ba dyan ang complaint. Then those nga nani-complain or those who were victimized by those investment scam, they will serve now as the witnesses of the SEC.
So I guess ang question if sa isa ka tao nga na-scam ba, unsay assurance niya nga makuha niya yung investment?
If you happen to watch the news, naman ko yung mga powers sa ng SEC and even the court to freeze bank accounts, ano ba? To stop the operation, to ensure to protect the assets. Kaya in case na nanay final judgment ang court na scam jud mo, you need to return all the money, the bank account will be distributed accordingly. If dili pagipaigo, kato di mga assets na bayuta, properties pa mali ipang auction tapos ang proceed ipanghatag sa mga na scam.
I remember one of the mandates, and it's actually being distributed online, is that like SEC would usually say these companies are not licensed or registered to receive investments.
Yes. When you create a corporation, the SEC will ask you head-on that what's your primary purpose? There should be a primary purpose and there should be a secondary purpose. And these purposes can be gleaned from the articles of incorporation. If they're conducting business outside of those purposes, then SEC will issue advisory or even cease and desist order to stop that kind of operation.
Alright, so klaro na gid na to guys, no? Because what attorney is saying is that every time mo sued mo or isa ka kumpanya mo register sa SEC or Security Exchange Commission, nagis like clear nga purpose. And some of the companies or even maybe every single one of the companies nga na advisory ang SEC is that ni go beyond sila sa ilang mandate or mission. So some of these companies are soliciting investments. They're not really an investment company in the first place. And they are there, they meaning SEC, is there, like what you said, Attorney Ganina, they're there to form as a protection, right?
Yes.
To protect the people. Nga
Yes.
they might go into something na different day kayo sa isa company.
Yes.
Karon lang nato. SEC is there, for a purpose. And it is one of their purposes is to protect the people. So, attorney, like, can you elaborate, because some people they actually said na SEC is anti-poor and there's reason why they're stopping this.
I mean, that's a normal reaction, especially if you've really invested so much time, money, and effort. But if you come to think of it, ang mandate sa SEC is to supervise corporate entities, market capitalization, and securities and investment
Right.
participants to protect the public. And part of that mandate is one would be to ensure that these companies follow the rules.
Yeah.
Mo follow dyan sila sa revised corporation code. Mo follow dyan sila sa other laws na gi-create, sa implementing rules and regulations, sa advisories na ilang gi-issue. Because a person, a public, can only trust the documents presented by the company, which came from SEC. So the SEC will there to ensure that these companies will not take advantage of the public.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, it's very normal, no? Because like if maghimo kag company, specific jud kay imong purpose. Like
Yes.
like what we talk about now is that like if for example ang isa ka company namaligyag baboy and then mobuhat siya something else, right? Or magkuha ba siya kuan, it's unless kana siya nga purpose is nasa sa purposes
Yes.
and secondary purpose. So klaro kay nga na violation. And I think SEC is just there to protect the
Public.
the public interest.
Yes, and to supervise also the corporation na they need to follow the rules, the laws
Right.
na gi-enact sa legislature.
So, klaro kay guys nga when it comes to, how SEC is moving, masabtan ra gyud sa iya pong goal sa isa ka, because SEC is there, gi-build siya sa government in order to basically regulate these things.
Yes.
Let's talk about scam from, the perspective of the government, attorney, because or from the law na
Yes.
perspective, because a lot of people would say, oh, scam na siya or di na siya scam. So from just to, guide us, what is a scam from, from the law's perspective?
So, from our perspective, from the law's perspective, and also from the government, I
Yeah.
think when you say scam, it is a dishonest transaction or fraudulent transaction being made to another party. So when you say fraudulent, it means does it have authority to do certain acts? Is it allowed by the law to do certain acts?
Illegal.
Illegal?
Right.
Is it legal?
Right.
Legal ba siya? Or was it consistent with the rules and regulations na gi-issue sa mga government agencies?
Okay. In this case, attorney, sa katong mga gipang flag sa SEC nga mga corporations, like unsa may mga gikuan, why is it tag as scam?
Okay. So without going to the details of the certain case, because I don't have the
Sure,
personal
yeah.
knowledge on that one, I think the allegation was there are selling securities or shares of the company or investment contract to the public. They're saying that invest mo sa among company. Tapos kung once mo invest ka, mao ni mo hang return.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, in the perspective of the law, it is soliciting and selling securities. But the problem is, there is a law requiring secondary license. That would say that dili ang company dili pwede maligya og securities, shares, bonds, investment contract kung wala ka tong secondary license. When you create a corporation, it's very specific sa articles of incorporation that this company can only engage in these purposes except those requiring secondary license, which includes the selling, soliciting of securities.
Okay. So, guys, klaro kayo when it comes to, checking kung ang such company is really allowed or legal ba ang ilang pagbaligya sa security. So, kining security guys is just term ni siya in general sa ato as investments. Like, invest mo. So, actually, when they say invest mo, they're actually selling securities because gisecure man nila ang imong investment. And so, clear kayo, would you say, attorney, na to check if such an investment company is legal to solicit for investment, you just have to check their articles of incorporation.
Yes, as a preliminary step.
Yes.
So for example, ako, I'm interested to invest on company A.
Yes.
So I can check, mga yung ko na, are you registered with the SEC? Mutubag na sila. Normally, they will say, yes, we have the papers. Yeah. Then, you need to read the paper. You just don't rely on what they told you. You need to read it. And sa front page pa lang daan sa articles, ibutan na this certifies that company A is authorized to do business in the Philippines, registered in the blah, 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 blah. But there's a caveat there. But they're not allowed to sell securities. They are not. They don't have secondary license to sell securities. If they have that kind of checking lang daan, makahibaw na din na sila. Ay, di man day mo authorized. Or where's your authority? Kay nakabutang bayad diri, you're not authorized to sell or solicit securities. So you'll ask for another certificate. Or authority from the SEC.
So very important to take note, guys. If someone would ask you for investment, just check their papers, just check their SEC if they can sell securities to you, to the public. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about, what to check when you start investing. Attorney, are there other, means to check?
Yeah, there are other means, but I'll give you some practical tips lang.
Please.
Whenever someone invites me to invest in certain things, ang first rule jud nako, approach it with skepticism. Don't immediately trust. Maskin ako pa ng mama, kung papa, kung brothers. Diba? They're very close. Why? Because I need to study it. I need to know kung saan man akong investan. Because money is difficult to find. Diba? It's hard-earned money. Maskin 3,000 lang na. 3,000 can buy you a lot of things. Maskin 500 lang na. So, I always accept it with skepticism. So, that's the first step. So that it will force me to learn more about the nature of that investment.
Yes.
Second is, you need to know what are they selling. You need to know their product because common sa scam ang god is kada musulti na invest lang ka tapos in 5 days mo duble or nakay 30%. But ang question is, unsaon pag 30%?
Right.
Are they selling products? Are they investing your money to another investment scheme na legitimate? Ano ba? So, then from that, makakuha na tayo kag logical conclusion na, pwede, sakto, legitimate pa siya. So, convinced na ka nga, murag legitimate ang investment. Murag true, kaya na may product. The second to the last, the third one is, get the documentation. Na, are you registered with the SEC? Dili, DTI, kay sole prop, dili, cooperative, oh yes. So you need to have that kind of document. How about BIR? Are you registered with the BIR? Do you have a TIN number? Okay? So how about mayor's permit? So these are mga regulations put by different agencies to ensure na walay fly-by-night corporations.
Right.
Yes. And last but not the least, check if they have authority to sell or solicit securities.
Very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
Because if actively selling securities, they need to have the secondary license to solicit and sell securities. I think those 4 practical tips will more or less protect you from investment scams.
Yeah, these are very important steps, no? And these are very important points to consider if padong ba ka mag-invest. Thank you, Attorney, for that. Guys, I hope you learned a lot for this episode. Attorney has shared to us so much information that allows us to prevent nga para ma-scam. And if the scam ang gani, what to do? So it's very important to follow, certain procedures. Once nga nakaibaw ka nga scam ka, just go to SEC.
Call their hotline, and seek for advice.
Yes.
And Or perhaps, aside from that one, you can, before di ay ka mo invest as a kuan lang, you need to consult with professionals.
Right.
It's always consult with professionals as well.
Yes, it's very important, you've to really ask questions to people who are
Yes.
studying, investments.
Yes.
And we've always said this in the investment guide. If you're confused on certain investment, just try to send us a message. Go to facebook.com/PassionCafeTV. Just send us a message, or comment in the comment section in this
Yes.
show. You can ask. Maybe attorney can jump in. I don't know. But just ask questions, because it's very important ba. Just to be educated, just to be informed, just to get another point of view ba. Because sometimes we get caught up in dako kayo exchange rate or dako kayo returns, right? So sometimes mailad kita din ang area. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please share this to your friends, families, and enemies. And I hope you will, watch more of our episodes. If you haven't subscribed to our page, it is facebook.com/PassionCafeTV. And, this has been the Investment Guide, where we kilatis, investigar, study, learn the different investment platform that's available for you. This has been Attorney Ron Mylon, and thank you so much for
No worries.
for being here.
I'm happy to be here.
This has been Joe saying goodbye.